Okay folks, here's a quick review of the Jungle Encounter Dutch figure that was produced by NECA as part of their Predator line of products. I picked this up at Toys R Us for $16.99, and this is part of the 9th series of Predator figures, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the first Predator film's release. Okay, so when I first got this figure out of its packaging, I liked its overall appearance. Essentially, this is the same figure as the Jungle Patrol Dutch, but there are a few differences. The most obvious difference is that the camouflage undershirt is now gone. The flesh tones of the upper body are now much paler, and the face now appears to have more beard stubble. It's dirtier, and it shows a different expression, illustrating a lot of uneasiness and tension, likely due to Dutch's Special Forces team being so methodically eliminated around him by the Predator. I also noticed that on the two previous Dutch figures, the combat vest color changed from brown on Jungle Extraction Dutch to green on Jungle Patrol Dutch to black on this Jungle Encounter Dutch. And I checked out the Predator Blu-ray, and those changes were all movie accurate. So I was mildly surprised to discover that. Okay, the articulation joints on this figure, they were for the most part very tight and thus very hard to move. Dutch has articulation in the neck, shoulders, the mid-torso, the knees, and the feet. The figure's joints are starting to loosen up with repeated movements, but only slightly. Paint apps were done well on this figure with no appreciable errors to speak of. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what Jungle Encounter Dutch looks like. Okay. Alright, Jungle Encounter Dutch came with 3 accessories, so let me pan down real quick and I'll show you what they are. The figure stands that you see him standing on were not included in the package and were purchased by me separately. Okay, first up, here are his firearms. The assault rifle is an M16A1 with an M203 grenade launcher, and the pistol is a Desert Eagle. The pistol still has the nice weathered, well-used look that we've seen previously with the 2 previous Dutch figures. And the assault rifle, once again, has the well-used, weathered appearance that it had with Jungle Extraction Dutch. The strap on the rifle, it still feels just as fragile as it did with the previous Dutch figures that I've already reviewed. So I'm still recommending to be careful not to break it. The pistol still fits into the belt holster on his right hip pretty nicely. But as before, the holster strap is still a bit tedious to peg into place properly. And just like before, the strap on the holster still feels very fragile, and it's still very thin. So I'm still advising to be careful and not breaking that either. And to be honest with you, I'm still not fond of the gun holster and the knife scabbard flopping around as loosely as they do. And I really feel that NECA should have thought about making them held in place on his legs, just like they were in the Predator film. Okay, next up, here is his combat knife. And I believe that this knife was designed by knife maker Jack Crane. As before, this does have some nice detailing on it, and also, just like before, I've still not been able to get this figure to hold this weapon properly, so the way I'm going to be displaying it is with it in its scabbard on his left hip. Alright, back to the figure itself. What I'll do now is a quick 360 of Jungle Encounter Dutch for you, and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So, here he is from the front. From the left, okay, here he is from the rear, here he is from the right hand side, finally, here we are once again from the front. So overall, I really like this figure. It's a nice piece of work. It's an excellent rendition of Arnold Schwarzenegger as he appeared in the later portions of Predator. The only gripes that I do have about this figure, as before, he's not able to hold the combat knife very well, and the pistol holster and the knife scabbard flopping around loosely, that's not very movie accurate. However, I do feel that those are minor issues, so I feel very comfortable in giving this figure a great recommendation. I think that it is a very nice addition to your Predator or Arnold Schwarzenegger collection. So if you see it in your local Toys R Us or your local comic book shop, pick it up. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.